Any questions? Or who has a question, I should say? Yes, Daniel.
Well, I have a question. What advice can you give to someone, me, who started singing in the wrong direction? From talking about repertoire, for example.
Yeah.
I started singing verismo, then bel canto, then classicism, but now I'm facing baroque music. And you know, for someone that started a little bit late to sing, with this highly tough repertoire, to sing baroque is a little bit a challenge. So what advice can you do?
So why are you just experimenting, or do you think?
No. Well, on my personal life experience is that I started singing while I was studying law in Cuba.
You're from Cuba?
Yeah. Studying law and singing in parallel.
Sí.
As you can imagine, I started in the greatest hits, which are verismo, Puccini, Verdi. But now facing baroque music is being a challenge. So.
Do you need to face baroque music?
Yes. No, maybe I don't need it, but I want to.
But you want to? Oh, okay.
Yes.
Vale, perfect. So the question is about different repertoire, and in Daniel's case, he went from sort of verismo, bel canto, classic, and now baroque. And in all sincerity, I think it is slightly easier to go in the other direction. But I applaud you. I mean, listen, for example, to Michael Spires. Yeah. Do you know Michael?
Of course.
Okay. He completely self-taught, and one of the most interesting people you'll ever meet. Great singer, great human being. And he's he deep dives into the vocal mechanics. He'll speak, I have no idea what he's talking about. But he's really studied it, and so he's found a way that he can transverse from Wagner to Handel. We're singing Jephthah here in May in concert together. I do a wide variety of repertoire, but I did start in Rossini, Mozart, Handel, and I've continued to return to those pretty consistently while going into bigger repertoire. I don't change my technique. I sing with the same technique. There are different challenges, but I don't change the way I sing. And I know I'm in trouble if I'm singing any particular thing and I can only do it one way, at one dynamic, for one duration, from one approach. And if I can't manipulate the note when I'm on it in a good way, if I can't grow or decrescendo or go higher or go lower, it means I'm stuck somewhere. And that's true in Handel, it's true in Wagner, it's true in Bellini, Mozart. So I keep myself, when I'm preparing anything, I want to make sure all the time it's malleable. It's living, and it has this kind of softness around it. And then if I need to, I can. But I want to have the choice in every note to be louder or softer, faster, slower, higher, lower. And I achieve that very little of the time, but that's my goal. And I know if I can do anything with a note, I'm completely released. There's nothing here holding it, and my breath is just buoyant. And that's true in all the repertoire. So if you want to have the option, I mean, if I were a tenor, I'd be singing, descend, descend, kind pity, from Handel, Septimus's first. Tando, hello. He and I are backstage listening to that all the time. This is Tando who's singing the Messenger. He very, 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 very sadly gets 2 lines in the opera. And I think he should have 6 arias, but that's just me. But we sit backstage and we sing with it. I would, if you want to have that possibility, I would vocalize on a Handel aria every day as part of your warm-up. Just put it into your repertoire. I'm doing Christmas concerts coming up in the States, and we're doing an arrangement of Rejoice and Hallelujah, transposed down. But I'm studying now, Rejoice, and I just use it as a vocalize when I'm warming up. So I'm learning the patterns, but it's just so, and it's easy to start in the world of Handel or, Gluck, and then go out from there. But I'd make it part of your warm-up and pick 1 or 2 arias that doesn't demand a lot of high notes, that needs kind of liquid singing in Handel. There's some beautiful things from Ariodante, Theodora as well, and just start playing with them. But in your full repertoire, can I do anything I want on that note? And until you really can say yes, there's still freedom to be found. And so if you have freedom on that A flat, you can have it in Handel or Mozart or whatever. Yeah.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello. Yes.
If you have to sing, I don't know, a concert or a performance or something, how do you deal with maybe if you have, you're worried about something or you have bad thoughts or maybe you're not in the mood that day, how do you deal with that?
So before a concert or performance, and maybe I'm not in the mood or I have bad thoughts, I have stories to tell. It's my job. It's my job. And my job is that I have to put myself in the best position to give what you all paid for. I mean, I'm quite clinical. I'm quite clinical like that. Because at every moment in our life, there's times we can't deal with something. Something else needs to take precedence. So if I know I have a job to do, I have a routine. Say, okay, now I'm vocalizing, or I'm putting my makeup on, or I'm steaming my dress. And I start the preparation to do my work. And then it's work. And I know whatever is happening at home or in life, I can deal with later. I mean, that sounds sort of easy, but it's your job, and you have a responsibility. And right now, that means phonating. Sometimes I've had a few occasions where your life was really, 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 really hard. And one of them was a gala at Carnegie Hall. And I was going to, this was years ago, I was going to perform Tanti Affetti for the first time in public. It's a hard aria. For the first time in public, Frederica von Stade was introducing me, and it was a gala celebrating Marilyn Horne. And there were a few other prominent singers on the gala, but I was closing it out. I was the finale at Carnegie Hall. And I got some terrible, terrible, shattering news the morning of this gala. And I was in tears and tears and tears and, puffy, no voice. And what do? Do you cancel? I could have. But I left the dressing room area, which was full of a lot of prominent singers. And I found like a bathroom on the 7th floor or something. And I cried. And I looked at my clock. And I knew I had 45 minutes before I had to sing. Okay. And I started phonating, literally going like, and that's where I started. I was like, now you have to phonate. And I kept going, vocalizing and vocalizing. And pretty soon that routine, because I'd built a routine, my brain, my body knows, okay, now we're going in this mode. So I prepared myself over years about how to prepare myself for a concert. And the minute I started that routine, my system sort of went, oh, we're here now. And the beautiful thing is, if you can release into that, it's not to deny what's happening, because that can also backfire, but to say, okay, I'm having a terrible day, but now it's time to sing. I'm still having a terrible day, but now it's time to sing. And you go through your routine, the music will transform you. The music, if you give yourself to it, it will unlock things, it will move things. If you give yourself to the music, the music becomes more important than you. And then it will go, oh, okay, I got you, Joyce, it's okay. Yeah.
Did you bring the house down?
I totally brought the house down. I did. It went really well. It went really well because I had prepared it well. I mean, this is the other huge weapon against nerves or a bad day or a little bit of an illness or just not quite knowing how to get there, is being prepared. It's the best confidence giver. How can you be more confident? Prepare better. Prepare and then give yourself over. But it went really well. And then I had a number of cocktails after, which I don't know, that's not always part of the medicine. And then life went on and it got really good. So does that answer your question? Yeah, good. Yeah.
Me or
you, yes. You, perfect.
It's a two-part. I'm a retired acting coach. Do you still coach, and if so, do you have one to go to, or do you have numerous people for different things?
I do not coach.
You do your own stuff?
I do my own stuff. Yeah. Well, I play piano. I play piano, and I love the dialogue of the score and myself. I don't listen if it's a piece that's been recorded before. I do a lot of new music now too, so I like that sort of free parachute. After I've spent a lot of time on the score, then I will listen to people and go, oh, I hadn't thought of that or this.
Do you study orchestral scores as well? Or do you stick with piano?
I'd like to say that I do, but I don't.
I'd like to say that I do.
I know the correct answer is to do that. If I had more time, I might do it. But because I know what's in the piano and I will listen as well, it's inherent in the way I prepare. But I work in such a different way. I've never quite found a coach but I really love the work with a conductor. If they're in the room and we have a chance to really go in the score. I was taught, Chris Larkin told us this when I was in the Houston Opera Studio. He said, as a singer, one of the best things you can do is know the score better than the conductor. And that's always kind of been my bar. I don't always reach it, but I know that that's like, you should have an authority on the score. And singers sometimes go, well, I don't know, my coach told me. I hate that. Could you imagine Yu Wang going, well, my coach told me I should, no. I work a lot with a voice teacher, more now than I used to ever, because I Zoom and all that, we can do more. So I'm working a lot technically still, which I really enjoy. But you are a musician, and it's your responsibility to have authority of the score, of the language, of the articulation, of the dynamics of what's happening around you, of what your duet partner is singing, of what comes before you and is going to happen because of you. And the worst thing you can do is just go, tell me what to do. Well, I don't know. I mean, some singers work that way really well, like Pavarotti, okay, but he also had like he just had it, you know. But I love walking into rehearsal or stage, and I have earned and worked to find my way. Yeah. Yes.
What kind of advice would you give to a new singing student that is just starting and doesn't have a lot of technique, doesn't know really how to go, but wants to take his chance because he loves it and he thinks he has an opportunity of going on a career on this?
Advice for somebody young who's just starting out but doesn't have a lot of technique or doesn't quite know what to do yet, dive in with everything you've got. Because what is required to stand on stage and sing opera, more than other kinds of art forms or genres, is an aspiration of perfection. And perfection of the language, of the style, of the technique, of presence. And you've got to go all in to kind of figure it out. And so that means learn as much as you can, work to find a really great teacher, a great coach. I mean, I think coaching is really important, not to diminish that. And it's necessary, but at some point it has to become a partnership, not just this is how it goes. And so surround yourself with excellent, excellent musicians and other people and just dive in and go for it. And what I also will tell singers is we have 0, 0, 0, 0 guarantee of a career, of a continuing career. Anything could happen at any time. And it is a hard, arduous, challenging, at times devastating journey. I mean, yeah, it's this. And I'm sorry, I'm digressing just a little bit because I see heads nodding here. Don't buy into this. And don't buy into this. This is fantastic and fun and great. Applause, bringing the house down, fantastic, great, but it's not real. Being in tears before a thing, not being able to phonate, the worst day of your life, it's also not real. The reality is this. And that's where the work is, and that's where the recovery is. Because you also have to recover from this. Because you're never going to go back to that moment. You have to come back here, recover, and earn your way back up there. Okay, and every show you have to do the work and get up there, okay. Or maybe it's here one night, or maybe it's one this night. But come back, this is where the work is. Middle ground, recover, enjoy, don't pay too much attention, learn, 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 and come back here and assimilate, and that's where the work is. And we all have this. At every stage of your career, you have this. Just because you're up here doesn't mean you don't have that. What I will say is it's like fast forwarding through personal development. You have to face so many things within yourself to stand up and sing. And so it is hard work, but the reward can be really deep. And it doesn't mean a reward on center stage, opening night. It's reward here of what you have to work on. So it's always worth it. No matter what it brings you in your career, I think it's always worth it. Yeah. Thank you, guys.